This dude straight up decides that the best way to break up with his sugar daddy is to chop him into 14 pieces and scatter him across a Thai island like he's feeding the fish. I'm not talking about a heat-of-the-moment crime of passion where things got out of hand. I'm talking about a guy who goes to the grocery store, buys a bone saw, heavy-duty garbage bags, and gallons of bleach days before his partner even arrives in the country. This is a famous actor's son, a guy with a YouTube cooking channel who thought his celebrity status and his knife skills would let him get away with the most gruesome murder Thailand has seen in years. And the wildest part? After he does the deed, he goes to a full moon party and dances the night away while his lover's body parts are literally sitting in a landfill waiting to be found by a garbage truck. You are about to hear a story that is so messy, so entitled, and so disturbing that you're going to wonder if human beings are even real. Let's talk about Daniel Sancho Bronchalo. At the time this nightmare kicks off, Daniel is 29 years old, and on paper, this guy is living the life that 99% of people would kill for, figuratively speaking, of course. He's from Spain, he's handsome, he's got that rugged, long-haired surfer look that makes him popular on Instagram, and he comes from serious money and fame. His dad is Rodolfo Sancho, a massive TV and film star in Spain. His mom, Silvia Bronchalo, is also a well-known actor. So Daniel is a certified Nepo baby. He grows up in a world where doors just open for him. He doesn't have to grind the way normal people do. He wants to be a chef? Boom, he's a chef. He wants to start a YouTube channel? Boom, he's got high-end equipment and a platform. He's working at a catering company, living in Madrid, and projecting this image of a successful, carefree culinary artist. But beneath that shiny, Instagram-perfect surface, Daniel has a secret, and that secret's name is Edwin Arrieta Arteaga. Now, Edwin is a totally different story. He's 44 years old from Colombia, and this guy is a self-made success story. He's a plastic surgeon, and not just a run-of-the-mill doctor, he is highly successful. He has clinics in Monteria and Santiago, Chile. He is making bank. Edwin is the kind of guy who enjoys the finer things in life: travel, good food, luxury hotels. But Edwin is also living a bit of a double life. He's a successful professional in a somewhat conservative society, and he's looking for companionship. So, how do a 29-year-old Spanish chef and a 44-year-old Colombian surgeon cross paths? The same way everyone meets these days: Instagram. One of them slides into the other's DMs, reports vary on who made the first move, but does it really matter when it ends in dismemberment, and they start talking. Now, initially, it seems like a mutual admiration thing. Edwin likes food, Daniel cooks food, they both like travel, but pretty quickly the dynamic shifts. They start flirting, they start exchanging photos. And I'm not talking about photos of sunsets and plated pasta, we're talking about adult photos, explicit stuff. And this digital flirtation escalates into a full-blown relationship. Here is where the dynamic gets interesting and, frankly, a little transactional. Edwin is wealthy, and he likes spoiling Daniel. He reportedly gives Daniel a credit card with a monthly limit of 25,000 euros. That is an insane amount of money. Imagine someone handing you a card and saying, "Here, go have fun, just pay attention to me." Edwin is allegedly investing in Daniel's business ventures, talking about putting money into Daniel's restaurants. To the outside world, they are just friends, but behind closed doors, they are meeting up all over the world. They meet in Madrid for dinner, they meet in Segovia, they party in Ibiza, they are hooking up, they are traveling, and Edwin is footing the bill. But here is the problem with transactional relationships. Eventually, the person paying the bills wants a return on their investment. Edwin falls hard for Daniel. He's in love. He sees a future with this young, handsome Spanish chef. He starts making plans to move to Spain. He wants to legitimize his medical credentials in Europe. He wants to buy property in Madrid. He wants to essentially become Daniel's domestic partner. In Edwin's mind, this is a romance leading to a life together. Daniel, on the other hand, is not on the same page. For Daniel, this seems to be about the lifestyle, the money, the investment. He enjoys the perks of being Edwin's sugar baby, but he doesn't want to be Edwin's boyfriend. He definitely doesn't want to be in a committed relationship with a 44-year-old surgeon who is moving across the ocean to be with him. Daniel starts trying to pull away. He wants to break it off. He wants the money, sure, but he doesn't want the man attached to it. And this is where the story takes a turn into fatal attraction territory. According to Daniel, and keep in mind, this is the version of the story from the guy who committed the murder, so take it with a grain of salt, Edwin doesn't take the breakup well. Daniel claims that Edwin becomes obsessed. He claims Edwin starts threatening him, and the threat is nuclear. Edwin allegedly tells Daniel, if you leave me, if you try to end this, I am going to leak every single explicit photo and video you sent me. I will ruin you, I will ruin your family. Your famous actor dad, I'll humiliate him. Your mom, I'll humiliate her. I will destroy your reputation in Spain. Now, pause for a second. What would you even do here? If someone threatens to leak your nudes, most people would call a police or maybe call a lawyer or just block the person and ride out the storm. It's 2023. A leaked photo isn't the end of the world. It's embarrassing, sure, but it's not worth killing someone over. But Daniel, he feels trapped. He describes it later as feeling like he was in a glass cage. He feels like he's a hostage to Edwin's obsession and these photos, and instead of seeking legal help, instead of coming clean to his family, Daniel decides that the only way out of this cage is to completely erase Edwin from the face of the earth. So Daniel comes up with a plan, and I have to tell you, for a guy who had everything handed to him, this is one of the dumbest, most poorly executed master plans in criminal history. He convinces Edwin to meet him in Thailand, specifically on the island of Koh Phangan. Now, if you know anything about Thailand, you know Koh Phangan is famous for one thing, the full moon party. It's a massive rave on the beach, tens of thousands of tourists, buckets of alcohol, loud music, neon paint. It is chaos. Daniel tells Edwin, hey, let's go to the full moon party. It'll be fun, just us. Edwin, thinking this is a romantic getaway, thinking this is Daniel finally accepting their relationship, agrees immediately. He books a flight. He's excited. He's thinking he's going on a vacation. He has no idea he is flying directly into a slaughterhouse. Daniel arrives in Thailand first. He lands on July 31st, he checks into a hotel, but then he does something very specific. He books a separate bungalow at a different resort, the Had Salad Villa. This isn't a luxury suite, it's a more secluded spot. Why does he need a second room? Because you don't want to murder someone in the hotel where you used your real passport and credit card to check in. Oh wait, he used his real name for the bungalow too. I told you, this guy is not a criminal mastermind. On August 1, while Edwin is still traveling, Daniel goes shopping. But he's not shopping for party supplies. He's not buying tequila or glow sticks. Surveillance cameras, because Thailand has CCTV literally everywhere, capture Daniel walking into a department store. He is pushing a shopping cart, looking like any other tourist, except for what is in the cart. He buys a large chef's knife, he buys rubber gloves, he buys sponges, he buys cleaning solution, and in the most damning purchase of all, he buys a plastic saran wrap. Think about that. Your boyfriend is coming to meet you for a vacation, and you are buying the starter pack for a serial killer. There is no innocent explanation for this shopping list. You don't buy industrial cleaning supplies and a bone saw for a beach vacation unless you are planning to do some very heavy cleaning. This footage is absolutely chilling because you see how calm he is. He's just strolling through the aisles, browsing, checking prices, preparing to butcher a human being. Edwin lands in Koh Samui on August 2. He takes a ferry over to Koh Phangan. Daniel goes to pick him up at the pier. And here is the craziest part. CCTV captures them meeting. Daniel rolls up on a rented scooter. Edwin is standing there with his luggage, wearing a polo shirt, looking happy. Daniel picks him up. Edwin hops on the back of the scooter, and they drive off together. They actually look like a normal couple. They go get some food, they walk around, they are seen holding hands at one point. To Edwin, everything is perfect. He is in paradise with the man he loves. He has no idea that the scooter he is riding on is taking him to his grave. They eventually head back to that secluded bungalow that Daniel had rented. It's evening now. The sun has gone down, the island is gearing up for the parties, but this bungalow is quiet. They go inside, and this is the last time Edwin Arrieta Arteaga is ever seen alive. According to Daniel's later confession to the police, things go south pretty quickly once they're in the room. Daniel claims that Edwin wanted to get intimate. He wanted to have sex. Daniel claims he refused. He says he told Edwin, look, I'm done, I want to break up. I don't want to do this anymore. He claims Edwin got angry. He claims he snapped, started shouting, saying he wasn't going to let Daniel leave, threatening him again with the photos, threatening to destroy his career. Daniel says he panicked. He says he just wanted Edwin to stop. In Daniel's version of the story, the self-defense version, he punches Edwin. Edwin falls backward, and in a freak accident, his head hits the edge of the bathtub. Bam, lights out. Edwin is unconscious on the floor. Now tell me in the comments, is this guy cooked or am I losing my mind? Because if you knock someone out in self-defense, what is your first move? You call an ambulance, right? You call the police. You run out of the room screaming for help. You do none of that. You don't check for a pulse, you don't call 911. Instead, you stare at the body of the man who flew across the world to see you, and you decide it's time to replicate the most powerful scene from American Psycho.
He drags Edwin into the bathroom, and this is where the story goes from tragic accident to absolute psychopath. Daniel realizes Edwin might not be dead yet, or maybe he just wants to make sure. So he takes the knife he bought, the one he selected specifically for this task, and he slits Edwin's throat. Whatever ambiguity there was about self-defense ends the moment you slit an unconscious man's throat. That is an execution. But Daniel isn't done. He knows he can't just walk out of the bungalow with a dead body. He has to get rid of it. And he has prepared for this. He drags the body into the shower area. He turns on the water to wash away the blood, and then he starts to work. I'm going to spare you the most graphic details, but we have to talk about what happens next because it shows the level of detachment this guy has. Daniel spends hours dismembering Edwin's body. He cuts him into 14 distinct pieces. 14. He uses the knife. He uses the saw. He separates the limbs, the torso, the head. He wraps each piece in the plastic wrap he bought. He puts the wrapped pieces into the garbage bags. This takes time. It takes physical effort. It takes a stomach of steel. Most people would vomit, pass out, or have a complete mental breakdown. Daniel just keeps working, methodically taking apart the person he had dinner with just hours before. Once the grisly work is done, he has to clean up. And he cleans. He scrubs the floor, he bleaches the drains, he washes the walls. He tries to erase every trace of biological evidence from that room. But here is the thing about blood. It gets everywhere. It seeps into grout. It splashes in microscopic droplets. You can't just wipe it away with a sponge and expect it to disappear, especially not from modern forensics. But Daniel thinks he's done a good job. Now comes the disposal. It's the middle of the night. Daniel loads some of the bags, the ones containing the smaller parts, into a duffel bag. He gets back on his scooter. He drives around the island looking for dumpsters. He finds communal trash bins, the big ones on the side of the road, and he just tosses the bags in. He treats Edwin Arrieta, a respected surgeon, a son, a brother, like literal garbage. He mixes the bags in with restaurant waste, with tourist trash, hoping they will just be taken to the landfill and buried forever. But he still has the bigger parts, the head, the torso, things that would be too obvious in a trash bin. So he goes to a nearby beach, he rents a kayak. Now imagine this scene. It's late at night, the moon is out, the ocean is dark. He puts the duffel bag with the heavy remains onto this kayak and paddles out into the sea. He paddles about 600 meters out, far enough that he thinks the current will take it, and he dumps the rest of Edwin into the Gulf of Thailand. He paddles back to shore, returns the kayak, and goes back to his hotel. It's now the early hours of August 3rd. Most people, after chopping up a human being and dumping them in the ocean, would probably be in a state of shock. They would be hiding under the covers, shaking, vomiting, crying. Not Daniel. What does Daniel do? He goes to the full moon party. That's right. Real quick, hit subscribe because the story is about to go completely off the rails. This guy showers, changes his clothes, and heads out to one of the biggest parties in the world. He meets two girls he had met on the plane ride over. He has drinks, he dances, he socializes. He is literally partying while his lover's severed head is bobbing around in the ocean a few miles away. The level of compartmentalization here is terrified. It suggests that he is either a complete sociopath who feels nothing, or he is so arrogant that he thinks he has already gotten away with it. The next day, August 3rd, the cracks start to form. Edwin's family in Colombia is trying to reach him. Edwin talks to his sister, Darling Arrieta, every single day. He is constantly in touch, but suddenly, his phone is dead. His messages are unread. Darling knows something is wrong immediately. She checks his social media. She sees he was supposed to be with Daniel, so she finds Daniel on Instagram and sends him a message. Where is Edwin? We can't find him. Daniel writes back, cool as a cucumber. Oh, I haven't seen him. We were together yesterday, but he left the bungalow last night and I haven't heard from him since. Maybe he lost his phone. He is gaslighting the sister of the man he murdered. He is playing the confused friend, but Darling isn't buying it. She knows her brother. She knows he wouldn't just vanish. She starts calling the authorities in Thailand. She contacts the Colombian consulate. She starts making noise. Daniel realizes he needs to cover his tracks better. If he just ignores it, he looks guilty. So in a move that is truly baffling, he decides to go to the police station himself. He walks into the Koh Phangan police station and files a missing person report. Hey officers, my friend Edwin is missing. We were hanging out, he walked off, and now I can't find him. I'm really worried. He thinks this makes him look innocent. He thinks this is what a concerned friend would do. But there is one massive problem with his timing. While Daniel is at the police station spinning his tale, a sanitation worker at the island's landfill is having a very bad day. The garbage trucks have done their rounds, they have dumped the trash from the night before, and as the workers are sorting through the pile, they see a blue garbage bag that looks strange. They open it up, and staring back at them is a human pelvis. They find intestines, they find legs, and crucially, inside one of the bags, they find a receipt from a local department store for a knife, rubber gloves, cleaning supplies, and trash bags. The Thai police are not the incompetent, bumbling fools that Daniel apparently assumed they were. They see this receipt and they immediately go to the store. They pull the CCTV footage for the time on the receipt. And who do they see? A tall, long-haired Spanish man pushing a cart. So when Daniel walks into the police station to report his missing friend, the police are already putting the pieces together. They look at Daniel. He has scratches on his arms. He has cuts on his fingers. He looks nervous. He asks them, "Where did you get those scratches?" He says, "Oh, cooking accident, or maybe I scratched myself moving rocks." His stories don't line up. The police smile, take his report, and say, "Thank you for coming in. Actually, we have a few more questions. Why don't you stay here for a bit?" They don't arrest him immediately. They play it smart. They keep him talking. They go to inspect the bungalow. Even though Daniel cleaned it, the police use luminol, that chemical that glows blue when it reacts with blood, and the bathroom lights up like a Christmas tree. There's blood in the drains, blood on the floor, blood on the sink. Daniel's cleaning job was terrible. They confront him with the evidence. "We found the body parts, Daniel. We have the receipt. We have you on video buying the knife. We have blood in your room. We know you did it." At this point, Daniel realizes the jig is up. The golden boy facade crumbles. He confesses, but even in his confession, he tries to control the narrative. "Yes, I did it, but I didn't want to. He held me hostage. He was going to destroy my family. It was self-defense. I was in a glass cage." He admits to the killing. He admits to the dismemberment. He agrees to take the police to the spots where he dumped the body parts. There's video of this, and it's surreal. Daniel is in handcuffs, surrounded by Thai police officers, walking on the beach, pointing out where he kayaked. He looks like a tourist on a guided tour, except he's pointing out crime scenes. He takes them to the trash bins. He takes them to the kayak rental place. He's cooperative, polite, almost helpful. The news breaks, and it breaks hard. Son of famous Spanish actor arrested for murder in Thailand. The media goes absolutely feral. Reporters from Spain fly to Thailand in swarms. The internet sleuths start digging up his old tweets, his Instagram posts. It becomes a global spectacle, and then the details start to come out. The purchase of the knife before Edwin arrived, the premeditation, the fact that he booked a separate room. The Thai police hold a press conference. They lay out the timeline. They show the evidence. They display the photos of the knife, the kayak, the receipt. They're very clear. This was not self-defense. This was premeditated murder. He planned it. He executed it. He tried to hide it. We are seeking the death penalty. In Thailand, the death penalty is real. It's usually by lethal injection. For a foreigner to get the death penalty is rare, but for a crime this heinous, it's on the table. Daniel's family is in shock. His father, Rodolfo Sancho, issues a statement asking for respect and privacy, but you can imagine the horror. Your son isn't just in trouble, he's an admitted butcher. Rodolfo flies to Thailand to visit his son in prison. The photos of the dad arriving at the prison are heartbreaking. He looks aged, defeated. He's watching his legacy be destroyed by his son's actions. The trial begins, and Daniel's defense strategy is bold. He pleads not guilty to premeditated murder. He admits to hiding the body because, duh, he led them to it, but he sticks to the story that the death itself was an accident during a fight. He claims he bought the knife and saw for cooking videos he planned to film on the island. I'm a chef. Chefs buy knives. Yeah, Daniel, but chefs usually don't buy bone saws and heavy-duty trash bags for a coconut curry tutorial. It's a weak defense, and everyone knows it. The prosecution hammers him. They focus on the text messages. They focus on the timeline. They focus on the fact that he was partying while Edwin was dead. They paint a picture of a spoiled, entitled narcissist who thought he could solve his problems by eliminating the person causing them. They bring in darling Arietta, Edwin's sister, to testify. Her testimony is gut-wrenching. She talks about how Edwin was the pillar of their family, how he supported them, how he loved Daniel. She demands justice. She wants him to rot in prison. The Thai court system moves relatively quickly compared to some Western countries. The judges review the evidence. They look at the forensics. They look at the confession, even if he tried to walk parts of it back. And the verdict comes down: guilty. The court finds Daniel Sancho Bronchalo guilty of premeditated murder, concealment of a corpse, and destruction of property, Edwin's passport and phone. The judge initially sentences him to death, but because Daniel confessed early on and cooperated with the investigation, leading them to the body parts, the judge commutes the sentence. Daniel is sentenced to life in prison. And let's be clear about what life in prison means in Thailand. He is likely going to Bang Kwang Central Prison, notoriously known as the Bangkok Hilton. This is not a comfortable place. It is overcrowded, it is hot, the conditions are brutal. Inmates are often shackled. Disease is rampant. For a soft, wealthy kid from Spain who is used to luxury travel and fine dining, this is hell on earth. He will spend the rest of his life, or at least decades of it, in a concrete cell thousands of miles from home, surviving on rice and hoping he doesn't get stabbed. His family will appeal. They will try to get him transferred to a Spanish prison eventually, under international treaties. But that process takes years, sometimes decades, and Thailand is under no obligation to send him back quickly. He has to serve a significant portion of his sentence there first. The aftermath of this case is just a trail of destruction. Edwin Arietta is dead, his body desecrated, his family broken. He made the mistake of falling in love with a man who saw him as a wallet and then as a liability. He flew to paradise thinking he was starting a new life, and instead he ended up in a landfill. Daniel's family is also ruined. His father's career will always be overshadowed by this. The financial cost of the legal defense is astronomical. The emotional toll is immeasurable. And Daniel, well, he went from being a golden boy with the world at his feet to a number in a Thai prison system. He destroyed his entire existence because he was too cowardly to deal with a breakup or face the embarrassment of a scandal. He thought murder was the easier option. He thought he was smarter than the police. He thought he was the main character in a movie who gets away with it. But real life isn't a movie. In real life, you leave receipts. In real life, blood glows under blue light. In real life, arrogance gets you caught.
This case is a stark reminder of the darkness that can hide behind a pretty face and a curated Instagram feed. It shows how quickly a transactional relationship can turn toxic and how entitlement can morph into evil. Daniel Sancho thought he could just delete Edwin like a bad photo. Instead, he deleted his own future. So if you're still watching, trust me, you're going to want to subscribe for the next one because we cover the craziest stories on the internet. But for now, let this be a lesson. If you want to break up with someone, just send a text, ghost them, change your number, do literally anything other than buying a bone saw and booking a trip to Thailand. Because that is a trip you never come back from. Tell me in the comments, do you think the life sentence was fair or should he have gotten the death penalty? And do you think his dad's fame helped him dodge the injection or did it make the judge go harder on him? I read every comment, so let me know what you think. Thanks for watching.